Little behind the scenes for you. Here you go. That's how you make a thumbnail. Bohemian Rhapsody. So Bohemian Rhapsody is the biopic for the lead singer of Queen, Freddie Mercury. Funny thing about Queen, for many years, I was not a fan of Queen. Just their music, it didn't click with me. I just didn't get it. But as people do evolve, their tastes evolve, my palette for music expanded. Funny enough, I feel like my appreciation for Queen started going up when my love for classical music also started going up. It's like they're in sync with each other. Now I enjoy Queen music. Because it's revolutionary, it's very unique. You can hear a Queen song and you know it's a Queen song. And whether you're a fan of Queen or not, we can all agree, dude was an interesting guy, had an interesting life. And hands down, the best part about this movie, Rami Malek as Freddie Mercury. This dude crushes it. He was great in here. And it's so easy to sniff out someone who's doing an impersonation, just like it comes across as a really hollow impersonation of somebody. This is not the case here. Rami Malek became another human being. Oscar nomination in the works? Probably. If not, I imagine there might be riots. Dude is just very charismatic. There's something about Rami Malek. You know that because I remember him from an episode of 24. He might have been in a couple episodes of 24. Point is, he got blown up. I don't remember much of what happened in that season, but I always remembered him. Even when Mr. Robot came out, I was like, oh, it's the dude from 24 that one season. In that one episode of that one season. There's something about him, you just remember the guy. So I think he was great casting to play Freddie Mercury. Obviously, proof is in the pudding. He was. And really, this movie gripped me, it grabbed me, it interested me. Biopics are just a difficult genre. They're a difficult type of movie to do. I mean, you're telling a movie about someone who is a human being, who had a life, who did a career of some sort. Usually is the case with a biopic. So at that point, it's like, what angle do you want to come at this thing with? I mean, you have their personal life, their public life, their private life, their professional life. What elements of that professional life do you want to show? You want to show the business element of producers talking to them? You want to show the creative process of the band making music? You want to show them on tour and what that's all about? This movie concentrates on Freddie Mercury, his personal life, his interactions with his bandmates, and some of the creative process. I do wish they showed more of the creative process. You get a couple of glimpses behind the curtain of how a couple of songs came to be. I hope it's the truth of how it happened because it was interesting. But there's this one scene where they're just taking inanimate objects and they're mixing them with instruments to make new sounds. I could have gone for that scene being twice as long as it was. That's just interesting to me. But really at that point, it's like, what element of Freddie Mercury's life do you want to see in this movie? Are you hoping to see in this movie? You might not see what you want to see. I've heard some people talk about they wanted a deeper dive into his personal life. I mean, you get glimpses of that really secretive personal life he had. You're not really gonna get more than a couple glimpses of him walking off with a couple dudes. Maybe after a huge party he throws at his house. But I more like the fact that it addresses that thing that's just baffling for a lot of people. Which is like, you have all this money, you're super famous, how can you feel alone? But hey, big lives, big voids. But really importantly, this movie was interesting, engaging, it kept good pace. The movie was over 2 hours long, it didn't feel like it dragged on, it felt like it was in good time. Can't say that about all biopics, but most importantly, it humanized a legend. It's so easy to deify these artists. When we're young, we see actors, we see musicians, directors, and they're these otherworldly beings. It's like they're gods. And I like it when a biopic can just humanize that and say, no, they're not beyond reach. When you first see him in this movie, he's working at an airport, he's throwing baggage onto airplanes. The next time you're at an airport, you see someone do that, you just go, that could be the next Freddie Mercury. That just makes it really accessible. I love that. And as it's easy to look back and remember the best version of this person made mistakes along the way. As people do, as we've all done. And we will all continue to do. I don't like it when biopics are too squeaky clean. It's like, don't change history. Show us the grit. Show us the tumbles and falls. I like that this movie did that. In the end, I dug this movie. This was a legit good peek behind the curtain of the life of a very influential artist. Not everything smoothly gets all of its time to shine, sure. Whether you're a longtime Queen fan, new Queen fan, or really not a Queen fan at all, it's still worth watching because it's an interesting life. And if for nothing else, watch it just to appreciate Rami Malek's performance. He's pretty fucking good in here. For me, I will say Bohemian Rhapsody is worth watching and worth buying on Blu-ray. Alright, so Bohemian Rhapsody, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Or what's your favorite biopic out there? Musical biopic. I've probably asked that 78 times. But if your mind's changed, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.